Okay, guys. Uh, First of all, we're on like day 4 of the solar lighting project that we're working on right now. But there's something I have to show you. First of all, you might have noticed I'm wearing short sleeves today. I don't know where this day came from. It's gorgeous. It's 70 degrees, cool breeze, warm sun. It's amazing. I want so very badly to work in the garden today, but I think we're gonna have another freeze in like a day or two. Also, let me show you something. In this little bag, I have something that I set aside from last year because they were a little too small to cut up and eat. So I thought, oh, I'll save them. See what we can do with them next year. I'm trying to be gentle with them because I don't want anything to break. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to pick them up because I don't want to break them. I'm just going to bring the camera down and show you. Guys, look at this. I don't even know if they're still good, but holy cow. I feel like I need to plant these. Like, they're pretty shriveled, pretty spent. I don't think there's much life left in them. I feel like I really should put them in the ground. So maybe we're just going to do this real quick. And then I'm going to get on the solar project. I promise. Because this is, I don't want this to go to waste. These are baby reds. At least they used to be. But holy cow. All right, let's get to work. So first things first, I'm not dressed, I'm not prepared for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and plant these and work the way that I am right now. I got out of work early today because it was just way too nice of a day. And I really got to get some stuff done. And apparently I got to get these potatoes in the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But we're going to put them in a different place than we did last year. I'm going to do my very best to try to rotate the crops as much as possible. So I'm going to put these potatoes where the sweet peppers were last year. And hopefully that'll be a good rotation for those. As a side note, look how well the garlic is doing so far. Survived the snow, survived all of the cold weather. It's doing surprisingly well. I hope it sticks through the spring and I'll get a nice harvest of garlic. Fingers crossed. I'm very hopeful. One thing before I get started that I wanted to make a quick note of, I need to soften up the soil. I don't have a broad fork, but I do have the next best thing. I don't want to completely till the soil. I'm doing my very best to be no-till about this, so I'm going to do what I can do. I have to soften the soil up. I can't just drop potatoes into this hard compacted soil. And we can talk a little bit more later about why this soil is so compacted, but for now, I got to do what I got to do. Okay, I admit, it kind of looks like that's where the bodies are hidden. But I needed to mount it up pretty high because I am a little bit afraid of whatever frost is coming. And I just want to make sure that those guys have a little bit of protection against that. Hopefully it's enough. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm a little winded. Let's get back to what we actually meant to do today, which was work on the solar box. Now that we're done with that little tangent, let's see if we can dry fit this thing and put it together. I'm very hopeful. I went to the hardware store. I picked up a couple of machine screws, some washers, some bolts, and then I'm going to use that to mount it all together. And it's going to be fun. We might even have time to install the box onto the post. But what I can do in the meantime is still install everything on the outside and the inside of the box, so that we literally just have to screw the box onto the post and it's mounted. So we got some wires to do and we have a solar panel to install. Let's do that. Got our solar box. We've got our screws and washers. Let's go get the rest of it. And we have this. So here's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to install this side on the bottom because I want the cords to be able to come in through the back. I might have to drill a little hole here so that I can run it, and then that way the solar panel itself will act like a roof, protecting that hole from getting any water that might want to run in there. That means that this guy is going to sit like this. Now, if you recall, actually, if I do it this way, so that this little controller is in the front, the cord can run underneath, and it's plenty long to still go in through the back. Maybe I'll do it that way. Yeah, we'll go that way. If you recall, I had pre-drilled these holes. Hopefully they're big enough. If not, we can always make them a little larger. So this is a 5/8. Yep, we're gonna have to make them larger. This is a 5/8 plywood, and this is obviously extremely thin aluminum metal. And so I went ahead and I got about a 1-inch machine screws, and that's going to give me plenty of room to fit a washer on the other side. And on that note, let's not screw, or let's not drive the drill on top of the solar panel. That would be bad. Yep, fit without running the drill, so that's what we want. All right. Before I get ahead of myself, I'm going to go ahead and put a lock washer and washer on each one of these, just to help snug it up. We know it fits. Now's the tricky part. Just enough so it grips. Alright, and then we'll do the same to the other two. Flip it over and see what it looks like. Nice. Oh my god. Let me pull the camera back so you can see what I see. Come on. That's pretty cool. I'd say that's really cool. Let me turn this around. So this is what I'll be seeing from the house side, right? So I'll be able to come in here, open this up. We'll have the batteries in here. Controller will be mounted on the back right there. And then the wire is running around the back side. And that's basically what the road is gonna see, which isn't too bad. And actually, my house sits a little higher than the road, so in reality, it's probably gonna look more like this from very far away. So, not bad. But yes, the cable is right here, and I have plenty of length there that I'm going to run in through the back, and then connect that to the controller. Man, I don't know what to do with myself. That is pretty. Guys, come on. It's almost like I knew what I was doing here. Look at that. Fits trim. If I wanted to, I could probably trim this out to hide it even more with maybe like a wood trim, but you know what? It looks good. It looks good just like it is. Come on. Beautiful. All right, enough gawking. Let's get to work. Oh yeah, plenty of slack. Okay, so the controller is in here, and it's basically going to fit somewhere in there, but let me go get the battery and make sure this all looks good. Okay, so I have to make sure there's enough headroom for the battery. And enough room for the controller. Okay, so that hole's gonna have to be pretty close to the top. Pretty close, so it shouldn't be too bad. We'll just let that sit there. There you go. Perfect. 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 Okay, I'm trying to find the best angle for this. This is definitely one of those cases where doing this for YouTube makes things harder. So here's the order of how we have to connect these things. This has to connect to the battery, then we'll connect it to the solar panel, and then we can connect lights whenever that time comes. So let's give this a shot. This is going to be for the battery, so let's loosen these guys up if they might already be loose. Alright, we'll say black is positive. If you're an electrician, please don't hate me if I'm doing this wrong. Okay, scratch that, reverse it. I put positive on the red only because positive on the red here. So I'm going to stick with the color coding that's on the battery just so that I don't get confused or someone else gets confused if they happen to look at this system and I've got my wires crossed. That would be bad. Alright, so let's give this a shot. Let's see what happens. Holy crap, guys. We're getting there. Come on. That's something to be excited about. It works. 12.5 volts. Looks like it's running. to this output here. Moving on to the next step, let's plug it up to the solar charger. Okay, so this says it is charging the battery. Hopefully you guys can see that. We're wired up until we can get a light plugged in here. So let's go ahead and run this in here like so. You guys are not going to be able to see what I do in here, so I'm going to go ahead and get this done and then I'll show you the end result. Just like, okay, after much struggle, I have that plugged in, it's plugged into the solar panel, it's plugged into the battery, and then what I decided to do, because it's such a pain to try to reach in there, there's no way I'd be able to run the wires to the lights without dismantling this whole thing. So I went ahead and installed this short cord that I can connect to here, the longer run that goes out to the lights. I think this is a good place to leave it for now. The next thing I'm going to do is talk to Mrs. Honeydew to figure out exactly where she wants these lights, because at the end of the day, this is really for her. So let me go ahead and talk to the boss, and then I'll get back to you guys.
A few moments later.
All right, real quick, as you can tell, I just went ahead and finished it because technically I still have a little bit of reading to do on that controller and make sure that it's what I thought it was going to be. I'm hoping that I can set it on a timer to where it has a time off and a time on, and I'm not gonna have to walk out there to hit the power every single time. I would hope so. I mean, I realize it's a simple controller, but I would hope it at least has a timer on it. If it doesn't, we're gonna have to rig up maybe a some kind of relay or a dawn till dusk timer, or find a new controller, but I'm really hopeful that this is going to be the one that works for us. I still have to also tune the lights and make sure that it actually shines on the driveway, but I gotta wait until the sun goes down for that, and we're pretty close. So I'm gonna leave it right here. As always, you guys be good to each other, and I'll see you on the next one.